Okay, real talk. If I walked up to your kid right now and asked, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" What do you think they'd say? Doctor? Engineer? Lawyer? And be honest with yourself. Is that actually what they want? Or is that what you want? Because most kids, they just say what makes their parents happy. And that's actually a problem we need to talk about. So grab a seat. Let's get into it. Here's what I see with so many Muslim parents. And I get it, the intention is good. They have the whole plan mapped out. Straight A's, good university, become a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, done. And mashallah, education is important. We'll get to that in a second. But when you own the goal and your child is just along for the ride, one of two things happens. Either they spend their whole life exhausted, chasing something that was never really theirs, or the moment they get a little freedom, they go the complete opposite direction. Neither of those is what you signed up for as a parent, and that is not the kind of parent Islam calls us to be. See, here's the thing. Allah didn't hand you your children as a trophy to show off at family dinners. He gave them to you as an Amanah, a trust. And trusts come with accountability. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, and I love this hadith, each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his flock. Sahih Bukhari, hadith 893. You are the shepherd. Your family is your flock. Your job is not to produce a doctor or an engineer. Your job is to raise a human being who knows Allah, has solid character, and can stand on their own 2 feet in this life and the next. That is the actual goal. The career? The grades? Those come after the foundation. And when we get that order wrong, we end up with kids who look successful on paper but feel completely lost inside. Now, and I really want you to hear this, Islam is absolutely not against education. Not even close. The very first word that came down to the Prophet, peace be upon him, was not pray. It wasn't fast. It was IQRA, read. Surah Al-Alaq, chapter 96, verse 1. Allah started with knowledge. And then he said in Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 9, are those who know equal to those who do not know? They are not. Knowledge has a rank in Islam. So yes, push your kids to study hard. Push them to be doctors, engineers, lawyers. But here's the beautiful part. In Islam, those aren't just careers. A Muslim doctor heals people as an act of worship. A Muslim engineer builds for the community. A Muslim lawyer stands up for the oppressed. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, when a person dies, his deeds come to an end except for 3: ongoing charity, knowledge that benefits others, and a righteous child who prays for him. Sahih Bukhari, hadith 1383. Knowledge that helps people? That's Sadaqah Jariyah. It outlives you. So education matters, deeply, in Islam. We just need to make sure our kids know why they're studying. Allah has ordained for your child a set of duties they will carry when they grow up. And it is your job to prepare them for it. They'll need to pay zakat on their wealth. They'll need to take care of you when you're older. They'll have their own family to provide for and protect. They'll be part of a community that desperately needs Muslim doctors, teachers, engineers, and leaders. Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 286. Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. But that soul has to be ready. And readiness doesn't happen by accident. It starts now. With education, with discipline, with the right values baked in from day one. Here's something interesting. When a child genuinely feels like their goals are their own, not something handed down to them, they work harder, they bounce back faster, and they go further. But when everything is pressure from outside, kids start tying their self-worth to their results. They feel loved only when they succeed. And honestly, that's heartbreaking, because that is not how Allah loves us. Allah loves us regardless. He doesn't look at our grades. He looks at our hearts and our intentions. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, actions are judged by intentions. Sahih Bukhari, hadith 1. So teach your kids that their value doesn't come from a report card. It comes from their connection to Allah. All right, so how do we actually do this practically? 3 steps, simple ones. And they're rooted in the Sunnah. Step 1, clarity. Step 2, connection. Step 3, choice. Let's break them down one by one. Step 1, clarity. Clarity starts with you, not your kid. Before you say a single word about goals, ask yourself honestly, why do I want this for my child? Is it because you genuinely want them to serve Allah and benefit people? Or is it for your own reputation? There is nothing wrong with wanting your child to be a doctor or an engineer. Nothing at all. But check where that's coming from. Because the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Actions are judged by intentions." And that applies to parenting just as much as anything else. Step 2. Connection. Here's the truth. You cannot guide someone you have no real relationship with. Connection has to come before direction. A child who feels safe with you, who knows you genuinely love them, that child will listen to you. A child who feels like a project, they'll tune you out the moment they can. The Prophet, peace be upon him, showed affection to children openly. He played with them. He made time for them. He was never too busy, never too important. That is your sunnah. Build the relationship first. The influence follows naturally. Step 3. Choice. Give your child real ownership within Islamic limits. The halal and haram boundaries? Non-negotiable, full stop. But inside those boundaries, let them explore. Let them try things. Let them figure out what lights them up. Ask them, what do you think you're good at? How do you think you can use that to help people and please Allah? That question is a game changer. It connects ambition to purpose, and it makes your child an active, thinking Muslim, not just someone following a script you wrote for them. Look, push your kids to study. Push them to seek knowledge because Allah commanded it. Push them to become doctors, engineers, lawyers, whatever it is, but make sure they know why. Not for a title, not for a salary, but because an educated Muslim is a stronger servant of Allah and a genuine blessing to this ummah. You are not your child's architect. You are their shepherd. And Allah is watching over the flock. Try one of these 3 steps this week. Start with just one. And if this spoke to you, hit subscribe. Every week we bring you real talk about Islam and real life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.